to my channel. In this video I wanted to do the 1 month baby update for our baby girl Freya. She turned 1 month old on the 14th of June, and I wanted to share with you all the things that we have noticed regarding her development, and then how things are going with her sleep, feeding, etc. So let's show you our little girl Freya. Here she is. Yeah. Why are you looking at me like that? Here is baby girl Freya. Why are you looking like that? You silly banana. Oh, hiya. Are you looking at the light? You like looking at the light. Let's start with Freya's sleep. So she is still struggling in that she does not like sleeping flat, and she does not like sleeping in her cot. She could be asleep on me for an hour, hour and a half in a deep sleep, and as soon as I transfer her in that cot, she just knows she's in it and she wakes up crying. She does not want to be in that cot. I still believe we should have got a next to me crib or some kind of bedside crib, and I do stand by that. She will fall asleep in the bouncer, she will fall asleep in the pram, she'll fall asleep in the bath, she will fall asleep on me, and she'll be on me for like an hour, hour and a half. She will fall asleep on our bed propped up by my pillows. All of those things are actually upright at like an angle. I bought a sleep pod, a lounge pod from Amazon that I have showed on previous videos, but I got a comment saying that they are not recommended for overnight sleeping. They're not safe. She will not fall asleep in it still, but if she's in a deep sleep and I transfer her into it, she will not wake up. And the most she slept in there is like a few hours, but that is the most she slept in one go since we brought her home from the hospital. I did have a look on the NHS website, and I just did some more research on the pods, and it does look like they're not recommended for overnight sleeping or for unsupervised sleeping, but she can sleep in there if supervised and not for a long period of time. There was a couple weeks straight where she would sleep in our bed every night for 2 weeks straight. And we knew that wasn't safe, but the thing is, all the things that are unsafe, like sleeping in our bed, she likes to do. Sleeping propped up, she likes to do. Sleeping in a pod, she likes. So all the things that are not safe and that are not recommended are the things that she wants to do. What are we supposed to do? Just keep her in a cot, crying her eyes out? Moving on to her poop, so glamorous. So when she was born in the hospital, her first poop was black. It was like tar. Then it was black but loose, the kind of texture that baby's poop usually is. Then it went to yellow, like a chicken korma colour, which is what they said in the hospital it should go to. And now her poops are brown. Another burpees? Pardon you? Pardon you doing the burpees? She is still struggling with pooping, and I have said this in previous videos. We noticed that she would strain, she'd go red in the face, she'd definitely be uncomfortable. She wouldn't cry, but you could tell she was uncomfortable. She'd be straining, sometimes even growling. It's like she's getting frustrated at herself. And then she'd fart like crazy. I could walk into this bedroom and it stinks. Take off her nappy, nothing. Or it'd be the tiniest little amount, as if she just did a wet fart and a little bit came out with it. I booked her a GP appointment, and the GP said she isn't constipated, because if she was constipated, it would either be hard or it wouldn't come out at all, not even the tiniest bit. She actually has something called infant dyschezia, which I probably pronounced completely and utterly wrong, but you can Google it to get more detail. It's basically where her tummy and her bowels are not communicating properly to each other. So she's still trying to figure out how to actually poop properly. We have noticed that she's starting to go much more, and I mean really, really often, probably more often than she's supposed to, but there's actually bigger amounts each time. So I think we're starting to get there. So fingers crossed. Onwards and upwards. Let's move on to her feeding. So when we were in the hospital, when she was born, they told us that we needed to feed her every 3 hours. And they told us that that amount needed to increase every day. A couple weeks ago, we went to a carnival and we met up with a few of James's friends, and they're all mums. And all of them kept asking how she's been sleeping during the night. And I was really confused because I thought, well, aren't we all supposed to wake up our babies every 3 hours to feed? So surely they would know how she's feeding during the night. But they were like, no, we never woke our babies up every 3 hours. We just fed them when they woke up, as long as it didn't go past 6 hours. And one of them in particular actually had 3 children, and she had never ever been advised that she needed to wake them up every 3 hours. So I was like, why on earth have we been told to wake her up every 3 hours? But what I think it is because she was so small. She was £5.13 at birth. She came at 37 weeks. Well, she had to come at 37 weeks. They just didn't state that that was the reason. They made it seem as if that was the general advice for everyone. They didn't even give us a cut-off. They didn't even tell us when she gets to this weight, you can stop. So what we're doing now, and what we have done for the last couple of weeks, is we are not setting an alarm on my phone for every 3 hours during the day and during the night. What we're doing now is we are just feeding her when she wakes up, when she wants it. So feeding on demand, basically. During the day, she is waking herself up every 3 to 3.5 hours. So she is feeding regularly during the day. And then at night, she can go 4 to 5 hours and then wake up for a feed. For example, last night she had a bottle at 9:30 in the evening, and then she woke up at 2:15 a.m. in the morning. We are going to change her bottles. She was on Tommy Tippy bottles, and that is what she's still currently on at the moment. But we've noticed that with the shape of the teat, it seems to take her longer to get the milk out. She's really having to suck hard to get that milk out. And she ends up having to keep stopping to go and take a breath. And then we bought a couple of the Man bottles, which were a lot better in terms of that she didn't seem to have to keep stopping regularly for breathing breaks. But she was spitting the milk out more, like it would dribble out of her mouth while she's feeding. It was almost like more was coming out than actually going in. But after a couple more weeks, we've now decided we're definitely going to scrap the Tommy Tippy bottles and go ahead with Man bottles. Because although with the Tommy Tippy more milk stays in than actually dribbles out, it is still harder for her to drink with those bottles. She's still having to keep on regularly stopping for breathers. She will also fall asleep on the bottle, so then I have to burp her, change her nappy because she doesn't like a nappy being changed, and then that wakes her up ready to carry on trying more of the bottle. Whereas with the Man bottles, yes, it dribbles out of her mouth a lot while she's feeding, but she's taking less breaks for breathing, and it seems to go down quicker. With a Tommy Tippy bottle, she could drink 3 ounces, and I'm not even kidding you, it would take like half an hour. It's absolutely ridiculous. As soon as she has a Man bottle and she drinks 3 ounces, it's like 10-15 minutes maximum. So she is able to get the milk out quicker with the Man bottles compared to the Tommy Tippy bottles. If it does mean it dribbles out more, I'm cool with that, because at least she isn't struggling to breathe. She's not falling asleep on the bottle because she's trying so hard and she's losing her energy. She can drink more in a shorter amount of time, which also means I then get more sleep. So we are going to buy more of the Man bottles and scrap the Tommy Tippy bottles. Now let's move on to her health. Only a couple things to talk about. Her nose has definitely cleared up now. She did have a blocked nose, and it didn't clear with nasal drops and a nose sucker. So we went to the GP and they listened to her lungs with a stethoscope, and they said that her lungs are completely clear. So it was definitely just a blocked nose. They recommended a nasal spray, which literally goes psh, It's a bit of a shock to the system, but she likes it. I think it gives her relief because she didn't seem to mind at all. But her nose is definitely cleared now. We have noticed that she has been getting a few spots on her face. I know there is such thing as baby acne. She's definitely got a few spots on her cheeks. Moving on to her development. So we have noticed that she likes looking at the lights. And she does look at other things as well. And she looks at them for a lot longer than she did to begin with. She does go cross-eyed sometimes, but I've done my research. Cross-eyed is normal at this point. She does smile, but only when she's farting. And it's usually when she's farting during her sleep. So she's only smiling when she sleeps. And I've actually managed to get a picture of her smiling during her sleep. It's on my Instagram. She's not babbling yet. We've noticed that sometimes we could be holding her like this and she moves her head away from you, but is in control. And she's looking around and we're like, oh my goodness, look at the control in your neck and your head. And then she'll just suddenly go put-ump and throw her head back. And you're like, oh my gosh. She'll just go from being in control of her head, looking around. We're absolutely amazed. And then she'll just drop it and throw us off. We're not quite there with the head control. We've noticed her foot shakes, but this is only every now and then. It is not regular at all. It's only every now and then. But all of a sudden, she will lift her legs up as if she's in that frog position, like when they're trying to poop. And then one of her legs will just go like this. And I'm like, okay, what is that? But she won't do it every time. It's not like a regular thing at all. That's kind of it for her development. I don't think there is much going on at 1 month old. I don't think we can expect much from her at 1 month old. So I'm happy with the development at the moment. Last but not least, clothing size. She is still in size newborn, but they are still too big for her. So all of her newborn sleep suits are still too long on the arms and the legs. I'm still having to roll them up on the sleeves, and I'm having to bunch it up in the middle so that it's not so long on her feet. Her newborn matching sets like tops and leggings, they are also too big. The leggings I have to pull all the way up here, and then the top will go down to like her ankles. So I don't even put her in them because it looks absolutely ridiculous. I'm not even joking. I bought a ton of summery clothes in 0 to 3 months as well. But now I feel like by the time she gets to 0 to 3 months, it's probably going to be autumn. That is the end of the video. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!